Hey everyone, it's Sun Types and Pitch Black is right around the corner, and I'm super stoked. There's so many awesome cards in the set, and today I'm going to be going over 10 cards that are not in this set that honestly are getting some pretty like new legs or something like that. I don't know if that's the right saying there. With this set, they're getting some really cool new upgrades, and more so, this card synergizes really well with cards in this set. Some of these cards are good and are getting better. Some of these cards are bad and getting okay. And honestly, I think there are some cards that, honestly, most of these cards people aren't really talking about. So there's some really cool stuff, again, in this set and synergizing with other stuff. There are some cards as well I do want to quickly point out that are good. Like probably currently pretty good that are kind of getting a little better in this set. So you're looking at with Toucannon, you're looking at Area Zero Underdepths, already a pretty good card. Maybe pairing it with Terrapagos, which isn't seeing too much play right now. And then when we look at the what was the other deck? I've forgotten it. Learn to CX, maybe Community Center there. I don't think Learn to CX is all that or all that interesting, but shout out that one. And also another card that I've forgotten. Wow, that's awesome. I really should have planned this out a bit more beforehand. Oh, you're looking at like some stuff with it. There's 7 HP Slowpoke, so maybe like Slowking, something like that. Not too much that's too crazy. Also, I guess there are a bunch of Psychic Pokemon, so Lily's Clefairy EX, but obviously either those cards are already good or not getting drastically better or whatever. But there are, still good cards to meta. Let's be honest, it ain't gonna be completely shifting, but it will be a little different. I think with this set, especially when the new set comes out, that's always how the metagame shifts. By the way, I suppose if you wanna, you can play some like decks that counter the new decks as well. Specifically, you're looking at Hide and Seek is probably the most played new deck, I imagine. Maybe Mega Extra, I don't know. But anyways, let's hop right in. Speaking of Mega Extra, the probably the best card you need to get that is currently in Standard, not very good, is Batang. Apparently, people are playing Metagross. I have not played with this deck. Tell me in the comment section how good is this deck. I don't know. I don't think it's super good. I don't think I've seen it played. I haven't been like grinding standard. I mean, okay, these plays aren't crazy or anything like that. It's played some. Oh wait, no. So I was like, oh wow, so many people are playing Metagross. These are all the people playing Metagross. But you can accelerate from the any amount of metal energy from the top 4 cards of your deck. It's paired with a new Mega Extra EX. Mega Extra EX is fine. I don't think it's super good, but I mean, Japan is currently the second slash third most played deck, depending how you count Dragapult and its variants there, which is very good, right? So that's pretty nice. Yes, it is, new set hype and stuff, but like, it's doing pretty well. So definitely a deck to watch out for. It just needs a bunch of energy there, and Matang synergizes super well. Then we got the next card here, which is Tortuga. Tortuga is the card that I'm calling it. This card is going to be like legitimately very good with the new set. I have not seen people really playing it in Japan. I haven't seen much talk about it. Maybe I've been missing it, but I've been saying it. This card is gonna be really nice with the new set because of a new card, Fossil Exploration Site. It's a stadium, just lets you get some fossils from your deck onto your bench. Gets 2 of them there. And yeah, you just toss them onto your bench. Gives you more outs to anti-cover fossil, which, by the way, if you don't know, the fossils are the basics that these evolve from, but they're only Pokemon once they're in play. So you can't search them out with Pokemon Search, which is legitimately it's pretty rough there. And then Tortuga with this attack, what it actually does here. Oh, also the same gets 2, so it gets like more quantity into play as well as having more outs there. But you have this attack here, just one attack, Ancient Seaweed, which is really good. I mean, it does 30 for each item in your opponent's discard pile. I've played with Tortuga, honestly, quite a bit in Standard. It's okay, let's be honest, this card isn't that good. Tell me in the comment section if you play this card. If you haven't, it can be really good at times. Obviously, your opponent kind of needs to, they can play around it. They kind of need to play around it. It does, it can do a lot of damage. When you look at decks in Standard, they're playing, I don't let me pull up some decks. I'll pull up an average Polt list, I guess. It's running. I don't even know if this deck has 60 cards in it, but you're looking at 18 items. They're probably gonna be chucking down like maybe 6, maybe 8, and something like maybe even 5, maybe 4. I don't know, somewhere in that range. That 4 to 8 range. That's like 120 to 240 for one on stage 1. It kind of depends. You can buff it with Airy kind of as well. It's definitely like if you play with Tortuga, it can get kind of out of hand or not. It really depends. It's not good enough to quite be your main attacker, but it doesn't have to be either. I played Tortuga, as I said, a bunch, and it can be crazy, right? This card can be crazy and is so much more consistent with anti-cover fossil. I don't think the thing holding it back is that it's not that good. People have played it a little bit in some different decks. It's just clunky to put into decks, but if you can manage it, it can be really nice, and it's so much easier with the Fossil Stadium. It does take up a good chunk of deck space to make good use of it, but it's not like impossible. And again, the payoff is pretty solid. I don't think any of the other fossils are worth playing. Maybe the Bastiodon from Pitch Black itself, but like you look at Archeops and Standard, I think is the second best fossil evolution. I'm trying to think. I mean, most of them just aren't very good. There's also Relicanth from the new set, which is cool. I think maybe Relicanth plus Tortuga could be pretty cool. There's something there. It's not crazy, but it's pretty decent. I do think Tortuga legitimately super good. Then we have the next card here. This is Prism Tower. This is going to go with the other top new deck from this set, which is the Hide and Seek deck. Long story short, you just need to discard a bunch of Pokemon. So you want Ultra Ball, obviously, a very good card in Standard. It's like, presumably, is it top 5? Probably top 5. I don't remember. I did the top 10 cards in Standard with the Uncommon Fossil relatively recently, and I don't remember if I had Ultra Ball in my top 5. Or was that like spot 6? But it's very good. And so you obviously want that. There's a new supporter, Gwen, which I do think is kind of underrated and very good, which you have to discard stuff. There's also Explorer's Guidance. I think it is, probably top 5 supporter in the game, in my opinion. But people aren't really playing it with Hide and Seek there, but then you have Prism Tower. That's really the third card or fourth card or whatever in that set of cards. Prism Tower is super good, letting you it's like fine, letting you discard 2 cards, draw a card. Your opponent can use it as well, so that could be annoying for you, but ultimately it's just gonna draw you some cards, or it's gonna discard cards, draw you a card as well, which is nice. But discarding the cards is super important. And Prism Tower is something you kind of need. You have Ultra Ball. If you had 8 or like 10 Ultra Balls in your deck, then you wouldn't need Prism Tower, but Prism Tower is going to get the job done, and definitely a card that, currently in Standard as well, it's like okay, I guess. There's Team Rocket's Mewtwo playing it, and there is, Caledon's playing it, but I don't love it in either of those. So Prism Tower, pretty good. Again, it can help your opponent. It is probably the number 1 stadium in Standard that can help your opponent. Like most decks can get some value out of. Most other stadiums are either pretty niche or honestly like hurt your opponent. I guess there's something like the community center which like heals 10 from everything, but that's pretty weak and not doing too much there. So yeah, Prism Tower, just pretty good there. Then we have the next card here. This is also the other card I haven't really heard too many people talking about. I legitimately forgot about this card until I think Uncommon Fossil might have mentioned it. Maybe not. I don't know, but this card, Cassiopeia, is a supporter. You can only play it if it's the last card in your hand, which is kind of bad. But then you search for any 2 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck, which is obviously very good. This card kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. It's just pretty bad. Apparently, it's just playing some stuff. But with Cassiopeia, this card, it works perfectly with the new Silvally. Silvally, I think, is cool. I think I've said this, it's maybe my favorite card in the set. And this, alongside the new Thievel, are probably the 2 cards I'm most excited for. I mean, there's so many cards I'm stoked for from the set, but they're awesome. They're not super powerful, I'm not going to lie. But if you have no cards in hand, with this ability, you can search for any supporter, reveal it, put it into your hand. And yeah, then you can just play Cassiopeia. So you can literally use this ability if you have no cards in hand to get any 2 cards. Can't play another supporter, but like this is so good with Cassiopeia. Silvally is okay. People have been playing it some in Japan. It's not like it's seen literally no play. I mean, it's not all that, but it's like it's all right. And Cassiopeia should 100% go in. I imagine every deck intending to use Silvally, right? Like, it searches any 2 cards. It's so good. I mean, this is just so good. And like, the downside isn't a downside when you're playing Silvally, because you're going to have no cards in hand. You literally have to have no cards in hand to use the ability. So super good. Not necessarily an amazing deck, but a really good card. Speaking of really good things, you should subscribe. It's really good. Trust me. And I do content every day. And as always, love to hear thoughts on stuff in the comment section. But yeah, make sure you like and that stuff. But let's move on to the next card here, which is probably not as good. This is Lugia EX. This is I was debating on including, but it's a card that definitely has. I mean, I haven't played this card before the new set. I haven't really seen people play that. Apparently people have not some. Tell me in the comment section if you've seen anyone play this or have played it yourself. But for 3 colors, it's 140, and on a coin flip, you discard you flip a coin until you get tails. You discard an energy from your opponent's active for each heads. Theoretically, you can discard a bunch. Probably looking to discard one though. And you compare this with like Mega Kangaskhan, some like toolbox deck there, like slot box or whatever. And yeah, then you have the new tool card, which lets you reflip on colorless Pokemon. This card works with Mega Kangaskhan EX, but you don't need it there. But Lugia EX, you kind of need it. And then also there's another card in Mega Audino EX with specifically Kaleido Waltz here. For 1 color, you flip 3 coins for each head, accelerate 2 basics from your deck to any of your Pokemon, 2 basic energies from your deck to your Pokemon in a way like, then you shuffle. Honestly, just amazing. I'm surprised this card doesn't see more play. I don't really play basic box decks, but I played them some pre-rotation. I was like, oh, well, you lost TM Turbo Energize. Now what? Well, Mega Audino EX is pretty much TM Turbo Energize. With Retry Badge, then it's going to be accelerating a lot. Right now in Standard, it's averaging... okay, I actually don't know the math, but without Retry Badge, you're going to 7/8 of the time hit 2 heads at least, and then you're averaging accelerating 3 energies, which is pretty solid. But with Retry Badge, you're obviously averaging more than that. You can go for those 4 heads pretty commonly. Get that. How much of the time? I don't know, and I'm not going to do the math in my head right now because I'm tired and lazy. But with Mega Audino EX and Lugia EX, definitely pretty decent. I think Lugia EX isn't super good, but definitely gets better with Retry Badge. With Mega Audino EX, I think it's actually pretty good and underrated in general. With Retry Badge, might get a little bit better there as well. Then we have the next card here. This is Toxtricity. This accelerates energy to Darkness Pokemon. Long story short, I mean, it's Misai/Pitch Black. It's filled with Darkness Pokemon. They're not super good. Mega Darkrai EX as well as the new Shiyu both work pretty well with Toxtricity, and really rounding out this Toxtricity box deck, which currently in Standard is pretty bad. With these new cards with Mega Darkrai EX, and especially the Chew there, maybe some other stuff potentially like Morpeko EX or something, though I don't think that's very good. You can do some stuff. You can start to do some stuff. The deck's not amazing, but definitely gets better, and you might want to get Toxtricity. Can do some cool stuff. Speaking of mediocre Stage 1 Energy Acceleration Pokemon, good Stage 1 Energy Acceleration Pokemon with mediocre partners, Electric is in the same vein here. The other type that's getting a lot of support in terms of the other type that gets a special energy, which is a good special energy, is Lightning, which accelerates to... Lightning, which is accelerated to by Electric, which Electric isn't the type in the TCG, it's Lightning. But you can accelerate a basic Lightning from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, similar to Toxtricity. This is from the discard. Toxtricity is from the deck, but pretty similar. And you accelerate energies. It's pretty solid, I guess. I played it a little, but definitely has some stuff going for it. People have played it some. There's an older card that's like essentially the same thing that Saw play as well, which is pretty good, but Electric just pretty good there. And the deck you're probably looking to pair it with is Mega Manectric EX. Mega Manectric EX has currently been not so impressive. There is a new single price Manectric as well, which kind of covers some of the weaknesses of it. I don't think it's all that, but the new one. But Mega Manectric EX is okay. I was a bit of a hater on it when it was first revealed. A lot of people are saying this card would be super good, and it's kind of meh. It's been kind of meh, but with this new set, you get some stuff. You can do some extra damage with the special energy. You can, have the single prizer. So there's some stuff going on here. Mega Zeraora also with the Electric could be a thing. So overall, some cool stuff. Then the last new card to get from this set. This is probably the worst, but I've seen people play in Japan. It looks really funny. It's this Chandelure. Mind Ruler does 30 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. It's like Alakazam, but like the other way. And then Alluring Light is a draw ability on stage 2 that has each player draw 1 card. This is bad because, obviously, but there is the new Mega Chandelure EX, increasing your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat costs, and it does damage based on it. You have these 2 attacks that are kind of janky, but with some synergy, or they don't really have synergy. But then you have these abilities that, the new one can trap, and the old one can mill, quote unquote. You can pair it with Zero-Six or Airy you compare it with, or you compare it with a Hand Trimmer. So definitely something there. This is a case where Zero-Six can actually be kind of nice there. Not necessarily going to be pushing you over or anything like that, but it's okay. So Chandelure, really funny with the new Mega Chandelure EX. It's a bit of a draw engine as well. It's probably complete trash, I'm not going to lie, but it is really funny and something I've seen people play in Japan a little bit. As I said, some are worse and better than others, but ultimately tell me in the comment section, is there anything I missed out on here? But there's some really funny new stuff from this set, but I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. Huge shout out to my YouTube members as well for supporting the channel. It really means a ton, but I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.